Hi, my name is Mohammed and I'm a third year medical student studying in London. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. And I'm really glad that you're here today because today we're going to talk and think about the things that can potentially hold you back from achieving your goals. But before we get into the video, I want to ask you, do you have any dreams that you want to accomplish or a destination that you want to reach, but you feel like there's something that is holding you back and preventing you from achieving your goals? If yes, I know how that feels. And that could be due to a number of reasons like fear of failure or fear of success. I know this because this is how I felt when I first decided to start my YouTube channel. I still remember, I was so excited because I thought it would be amazing to be a medical student and a YouTuber at the same time, as I thought I would be doing things that I never thought I would do. On the other hand, a flood of negative thoughts started coming to my mind. Like, I don't have the discipline to do this. I don't know if I'm gonna be consistent. And the way people are gonna think of me is gonna change. And you know what happens when you start thinking negatively? You end up feeling very terrible about yourself. In this video, I'm going to talk to you a bit about why these negative thoughts and limiting beliefs really inhibit us from achieving our dreams. And inshallah, in the next video, I'm going to share with you what I did to conquer my limiting beliefs before starting my YouTube channel. So if this sounds interesting, then let's get right into the video. So first, let's define what limiting beliefs are. I'd like to define limiting beliefs as stories that we keep telling ourselves that make us feel bad and anxious. So to further understand what limiting beliefs are, I want to tell you an analogy. I want you to imagine there are two houses, two neighbors next to each other in a countryside. And these two neighbors have been friends for a really long time. And they have kids that really enjoy playing with each other as they go visiting one another's house. So one day, the neighbors decided that they want to build a new garden in their backyard for their children to come and play. What they did was they went and got the supplies that are needed, the seeds and the water, and the sun is mashallah shining outside. So they rolled up their sleeves and got to work. However, only one of them had applied fertilizer on the plants. So after a while, which neighbor do you think has much better plants? The one who had applied fertilizer or the farmer who did not apply fertilizer? Of course, the one who applied fertilizer had much more beautiful crops compared to the other. And this is because the fertilizer has accelerated the growth of these crops. There was a very positive transformation in the garden. So when it comes to applying this to limiting beliefs, when you have limiting beliefs, you're like that farmer who did not apply fertilizer to their plants. This means that when you have limiting beliefs, you will not accelerate your growth, and it's likely that you're going to stay in your place. On the other hand, when you shift these limiting beliefs into much more positive thoughts, you're going to be like that neighbor or farmer who had applied fertilizer on their plants. And this way, inshallah, you can start seeing accelerated growth in your life and a positive transformation in your life as well. And you might be wondering, why do we have limiting beliefs? And the reason why is that this is a survival mechanism that is embedded in our brains. And this means that we are usually uncomfortable when we do things that stretch our mind. And this is because the mind thinks that our chances of survival will decrease. So we always tend to go for that easy option, grabbing onto that remote, turning on the TV, and continuing our TV show, rather than going out to the gym or working or studying. And when the mind is stressed, it starts telling us, hey buddy, what are you doing? This doesn't feel good, I'm uncomfortable. And then the mind starts coming up with excuses for not doing the things that we should do. And the mind loves doing this, and it's really an expert at this. And let me give you an example. When you have been consistently going to the gym, like you have been going every day, you have made a commitment to go every day, right? Your mind starts telling you, okay, today you're feeling tired. Today, it's okay to just skip one day and continue tomorrow. Nothing's gonna happen. Your mind is gonna tell you these amazing things that you're going to do instead of going to the gym. So you end up feeling excited to do these things and not going to the gym. You sit down, and that could be potentially you continuing your TV show and binge watching for hours and hours and hours. And hours go by, you get up and you end up feeling so lazy. And you wish that you have went to the gym. And you regret sitting down and not doing anything, as you have wasted a lot of time. And I'm so guilty of this, as it happened to me a lot of times. But I realized that it's really important to consistently stretch our minds, because this is how we grow. And the mind works very similar to a muscle. Like when we go to the gym, the reason why we go to the gym is to continually stretch our muscles in order for them to grow. And our muscles grow when we stretch them. And the mind works the same way. When we stretch our minds, this is how we undergo personal growth and development. And this way, inshallah, we can see a positive transformation in our life. And it's really important to be aware of our limiting beliefs. You know, during one day, about 70,000 thoughts come into our minds without even realizing. SubhanAllah. And when these thoughts are processed, they are being decoded by regions of the brain associated with emotions. So, for example, when we keep thinking of negative things or these limiting beliefs, we continue focusing on them, we're going to end up feeling terrible. On the other hand, when we focus on positive things, we're going to become in a much more elevated state. And when we focus on these limiting beliefs, they inhibit us from chasing our dreams. And this is because they target our emotions. And when we have negative emotions, we don't feel like rolling up our sleeves and getting to work, because we feel very terrible and depressed. And you know, the most important thing to realize is that we end up believing that these limiting beliefs, that these negative thoughts that are running in our minds are true. But they're not. Always remember that limiting beliefs are stories that are made up by us that make us feel bad and anxious. So they're not true. There's no evidence to back up these things. Really, get serious with yourself. Ask yourself, are you really a failure? Are you really not good enough? Of course not. There's no evidence to back up that you're a failure. There's no evidence to back up that you are not going to be consistent. For example, let me give you a scenario. Your professor told you that you have to present something in front of the class. And you know that you do not like public speaking. You do not like speaking in front of a crowd. So thoughts like, people are gonna laugh at me. People are gonna think that I'm a loser. These things are gonna start coming to your mind. And you start thinking of these things throughout the whole day. So if these things start coming to your mind and you think of them throughout the whole day, how are you going to feel like throughout the whole day? Exactly. Terrible, anxious, miserable, and stressed. Really, where's the evidence to support that people are gonna laugh at this person? There's no evidence. It's completely made up by the mind. And it's important to stop believing that these things are true. So I want to introduce to you the concept of positive intelligence. And positive intelligence is the ratio of your positive thoughts to your negative thoughts. Which means that the higher your positive thoughts, the higher your positive intelligence. So from now on, I want to encourage you to just conduct an experiment with yourself. So when you're about to do something that is difficult, that allows you to stretch your mind, see what's going on in your mind. What are you thinking about? And how are you feeling as well? And do the same thing when you're about to do something fun, like maybe calling your friends or checking up on your family. See, what are you thinking about? And how are these thoughts making you feel? If you're still watching, I really appreciate you for sticking till the end of the video. And I really hope that this video has been useful and interesting for you. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this about personal growth and development. And also share it with your family and friends. And again, I'll be uploading the second part of this video in maybe a week or two, where I talk about what I did to conquer my limiting beliefs. And see you next week, inshallah.